3, 2, 1, go. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we are going to be reacting to some more My Story animated, and we're reacting to I Hid Under My Parents' Bed. That's the whole title. Okay, well, let's see why he hid under his parents' bed, and let's go. Oh gosh, I forgot to turn it up. Okay.
Hi, my name is Ezra. I have
Hi, Ezra.
two older brothers, or should I say, had two older brothers, since they are no longer living with us. I had no idea where they went, and my parents refused to give me a straight answer.
That means the parents did something with them. I think the parents sent one to military school and the other to, I don't know. I don't know. They probably, let's just get, I'm not going to make this so long like last time, because last time the video was originally 10 minutes, but I made it 30 because I kept on pausing. So I'm just going to keep on, I'm going to try not to pause so much right now.
When I ask, I always get, they went to stay with your grandparents, or it doesn't matter anymore, they're gone.
It doesn't matter anymore, they're gone. That means they did something with them.
I remember the last time I saw my oldest brother, Matthew. My father and him were having a big fight. The next day, my brother disappeared. His room was...
No,
This is the Ergo Smart Base from Tempur-Pedic, and it responds to snoring automatically.
Okay, sorry.
Was empty, and my parents acted like everything was normal. And when I asked about Matthew, they said he'll be back soon, but he never did. The same thing happened nearly 3 weeks later with my older brother Adam, except that there was no fight with him. He was just here one day and gone the next.
How do you do that? Here the next day. I mean, why would you replace his picture?
I kept asking what had happened to them, but they just kept avoiding the entire conversation. I didn't understand why they wouldn't answer me. I just wanted to know. I missed my brother.
Okay. You can tell right now, because you can tell that this is a parent did this, because we got a smiley face here, a I don't know mom face here, and then we got a grumpy dad face here, and we got a smiley face. So you already know that this is a fake smile, and this isn't even a smile. So, yeah.
Brothers, and while I was trapped in my own head wondering what could have happened to them, I started to notice something else. My parents were avoiding me, like I didn't even exist.
They just... Okay, sorry.
I would walk into a room and they would stop talking, or abruptly start a new conversation, or even a few times they would simply stop what they were doing, get up, and walk out of the room. After my second brother disappeared, I decided that was it. I want to call the police, but when the police arrived at our home, my parents managed to convince them that they had no other children but me.
Hold on, how would you do that? How do you make like a... Do you give the birth certificate to the kids that left, or like do you burn it, or like how would you do that? How would you do that? Why is this cop just sitting there like, you know, oh, I don't bother checking your whole house, you know? I don't bother, you know? I trust you guys, but really, how would they convince? Hold on. How would they convince him?
They even showed them fake documents that stated that.
See, birth certificate. Birth certificate. How would they do that? How?
And they also claimed that I was crazy. The police believed them and left. I thought that after the police left, my parents would tell me something, anything. Get mad for calling them or react, but again, they did nothing.
That's a bad parent. I mean, That's bad parent. Bad parents.
So I went to my room. I felt so lonely.
Wait, I thought this was your brother's room. Didn't you just say that you went to your brother's room and it was empty and then they act like nothing ever happened? What? Okay. Did you take over? Wait. Okay, never mind.
Only without my brothers. I sprawled out on my bed and stared at the ceiling. I had to figure out what the hell was going on. I thought of a plan. The only way to figure out what was happening was to what my parents were saying while they were alone. So the plan was that I would sneak into their bedroom and hide underneath their bed.
Why do you look like you're on some, like, coding? Why did you look like you were doing some coding?
They were alone. So the plan was that I would sneak into their bedroom and...
He looks like he's doing those coding apps, like code.com or something, where you, where you like go move forward a block, move forward one block, move forward one block, turn right, move forward one block. And look how this guy goes under the bed.
and hide underneath their bed before they went in there.
Look how...
So the plan was that I would sneak into their bedroom and hide underneath their...
Okay, this makes no sense. Yeah, I believe your parents now. I think you are crazy. I think you are crazy. Like... Okay. And hold on, this is also a small room. I mean, you got a bed, a dresser, and a window. And a window. That's all. Okay, I'm just gonna unpause.
Their bed before they went in there to go to sleep, and I would just sneak out after they fell asleep. Seems foolproof, right? Maybe this way I could get some answers about what was going on. Later that day, all three of us sat at the table and ate our dinner in silence, which is how every meal went for the last month or so. Nobody looked at anything other than our plates as we shoveled the mediocre meatloaf into our mouths.
So you had meatloaf for 1 month in a row? Is this orange juice? Because I think all of them have orange juice. It looks like, yeah, the dad, the mom, and then we got him with the orange juice too. I mean, you're eating the same food too for a month. That's kind of hard to do.
After I finished mine, I excused myself and went back to my room and waited. They always went to bed at the same time every day, so I knew it wouldn't be hard to get in there and into position under the bed before they came up to go to sleep. It was almost time for my parents to come up to bed, so I crept into their bedroom, being sure not to creak any boards that they might hear downstairs, and crawled underneath their bed. It was a tight fit. The air was thick with dust, and I
What was that nose? What was that
underneath
nose?
their bed. It was a tight fit. The air
That's the weird. Okay.
was thick with dust, and after the bed skirt was down and in place, the darkness was absolute. Now all there was left to do was wait.
No.
Hey, I'm Talon, and this is Rumpus, and I'm going to show you how to start an online t-shirt business. Let's go. First,
Oh crap! I went to full screen. Oh my gosh! Okay, here we go.
So I waited, and waited, and eventually I fell asleep. It was weird they didn't come to bed when they normally did, but when they did finally...
They knew you. They knew. They knew you were in there from those creaky boards. Nope. Darn it. Nope.
I fell asleep. It was weird they didn't come to bed when they normally did, but when they did finally come to
Oh,
bed and my father...
what? What was this walk? What was this walk?
It was weird they didn't come to bed when they normally did, but when they did finally come to
Who walks around with their hands like that? Oh my gosh.
bed and my father climbed into bed, I woke up. I could hear them talking, but it was the end of the conversation. That would definitely work, my mother said, sounding happy. But I think we should try
Sure.
something a little less drastic. What in the hell were they talking about? Yeah, you're right, my father replied. try to figure something else out. I heard the sound of a quick kiss. The bed creaked as my father got comfortable.
That's too creaky to get just comfortable.
And then there was nothing but breathing, and in between each breath, an echoing silence. After I knew that they were asleep, I quietly made my way out of the bedroom and back to my room. Lying in bed, I tried to figure out what they could have been talking about. The next day, I decided that I was going to hide underneath their bed again, and not fall asleep this time. When I got under there, and they finally came to bed, they never mentioned anything out of the ordinary. I was going to figure this out and didn't care if...
Wait, is this guy Canadian? Is this guy Canadian? Out?
They never mentioned anything out of the ordinary. I was going to figure this out and did...
Out? I think he's Canadian. I mean, I don't mind. But I'm just saying, sounds like he's Canadian going out.
They never mentioned anything out of the ordinary. I was going to figure this out and didn't care if I had to crawl under there every single night until I could find out what was going on. I just needed to know. This went on for close to a week before they mentioned anything relating to whatever was so drastic. We could always just ship them off to a military school, my mother's...
That's what, at the beginning of the video, didn't I say they shipped one of them off to military school? No, they're probably talking about this guy. Though, in military school, I mean, that would count if I said one, because I said they're gonna. No, I can't talk like this. Let's just unpause. We're only 4 minutes in.
Into the bedroom. That could work. Wait, is this where my brothers went? Yeah, but the only problem with that is when he gets done with school, they're just going to ship him back, my father answered. I know, but we have to figure something out, my mother said.
Mother's Canadian too. Though I think prediction. I think that the mom and dad just got I think that the brothers are all adopted, and I think they did it just for the money. Okay, the money. They did it just for the money, and so then they're gonna ship him off to military school when he's 18, because at 18 you're adult, and yeah, and so I think they're gonna ship him to someplace and never have to see him ever again. That's my prediction.
And I know that you don't want to do anything as drastic as what happened before. I like it more than I like the others.
Well, I like him more than the others.
Thing as drastic as what happened before. I like it more than I like the others.
That explains it. But you like him more than the others. You eat meatloaf for a month, and every time he walks into the room, you guys stop talking, you guys leave the room, and you like him more than the others. So what'd you guys do to the others if this is that bad? Let's just unplay.
I heard my father sigh deeply. Yeah, but we can't keep doing this. It's draining us out. I felt my father shift his weight above me. Listen, get some sleep. I heard the kissing sound again. Try not to think about it. After I got back to my bedroom, I tried to piece together what I had heard. My parents did something.
There's nothing to piece together. There's nothing to piece together. You heard everything you needed to. They're gonna ship you to military school and never see you again.
To my brothers. I don't know what it was, but I was starting to get...
This is what I was about to say. Who's these people? And I was like, that's his grandparents.
The feeling that they weren't staying with my grandparents like they said. The next few nights were uneventful.
Still the meatloaf and the orange juice, and I want to say this is mashed potatoes, but I don't think it is. Maybe it's mashed potatoes and gravy.
And they didn't bring anything new up, but something weird started happening. My parents were being nice to me. I found both of them staring at me with a smile on their faces and their eyes lost in a daydream. They would get up and leave the room, and I would be left with a creepy feeling. After nearly 2 weeks of hiding in their bedroom, I still had no answer. When I got home from school, I was surprised to see a birthday cake waiting for me.
It's your birthday.
My parents then said, "Happy 18th birthday."
Wait. I have nothing to say. Never mind. I have nothing to say.
I was confused. My birthday was in 8 months, and they knew it. I started asking questions, and they said that they forgot to tell me that I had...
No,
Exclusively in movie theaters July 16th.
Welcome back to the Minos Escape Room.
No.
Okay. Home. We got to go back.
I started asking questions, and they said that they forgot to tell me that I had always celebrated my birthday on the wrong date.
So for 18 years you didn't tell him? For 18 years you didn't tell him? Yeah.
I was beyond disturbed. And then I saw a military bus arriving.
Military school. Military school.
My parents handed me some
Run.
bags and said that they had prepared this surprise for me, that I was going to join the military school.
Run!
I said that I wasn't going. But then 2 huge men got out of the bus and they came to grab me inside.
That looks like the police officer. Looks like the police officer. They switched jobs now?
So I ran.
Yeah,
I ran
run!
as fast as I could
Run.
down the street, never looking back. I ran and I ran until I couldn't run anymore. I sat down on the curb and looked down the street in the direction I came. No one was following me. A car drove by me and pulled over next to me. It was a police officer. He asked what I was doing here. I could have told him that
The police officer just switched jobs again.
my parents were evil and they were planning to get rid of me like they did with my brothers, but I knew the police would believe my parents like they did last time. I don't know what's got me, but I decided to run from the police too. It just felt like the whole world was against me. But of course, the police got me. I was taken into investigation. They said that I was acting suspiciously because I refused to cooperate. But then they wanted to call my parents to come pick me up. I started crying, begging them not to. That's when I started talking. I told them about everything that had happened with me, about my brothers who disappeared, and how my parents had all the fake documents needed to get away with it. That's when the police decided to open up a secret investigation to see what my parents were up to, and I had to cooperate with them. The police started looking into my parents' records, and to my shock,
Prediction. Okay, so I predict that, by the way, I'm pausing it a lot, so obviously I'm going to leave the link in the description if you guys want to watch this without any pauses, but predictions, I think that, like before, they adopted them for the money, and now when they turn 18, they don't have to worry about them anymore. Well, no, I'm going to change my prediction. They did it, they adopted the kids, thought it would be fun, but then when they got older, they didn't like it. So then, when they turned 18, they wanted them to get out of there because they didn't like the kids anymore. That's my prediction. So, yeah, that's my prediction.
shock, the record stated that they had adopted 3 boys 17
Okay, so far good.
years ago. The boys' names were Jacob, Jasper, and Eddie.
Wait, I thought your name was something with an E, right? It was like something. Okay, I'm not gonna go back because it's gonna be hard to get back here. But I thought your name was like something else.
I was confused for a moment, but then it started to make sense. These boys were me and my 2 brothers, but these were not our names.
I knew it.
The officer then said that the 3 brothers were born in the same month, which was super weird. I thought that my brothers and I were different ages. Why haven't they told us that we were adopted? And why they changed our names and birthdays? I was baffled.
That's how the birth certificate at the beginning became. Because, well, how'd they change it, though? Okay, this makes no sense. How'd they change it?
The police then asked me if I could help them discover more. That's when they offered that I go back to my parents' house and wear a wire under my clothes. I didn't hesitate, and I said yes.
Good.
The next day, I wore the wire, and I went knocking on my parents' door while an undercover police car waited outside.
Wait, hold on. Did you say an undercover police car?
Wire. And I went knocking on my parents' door while an undercover police car waited out.
That's not an undercover police car. Hold on, let me show you an undercover police car. Undercover cop car. I know you guys can't see it, but here we go. See, look, these are undercover cop cars. See, look. I mean, doesn't look, but you know, it's these. You know, like a cop car. It's like a normal car, but with lights.
Waited outside. When my
See if
parents
this
opened the
undercover
door,
police
they
car
were
will
surprised
work.
to see me. I went in, and then I started asking them questions. I told them I knew about the whole adoption thing, that they lied about our ages and our names, and I demanded that they come clean. Both of them seemed surprised that I had found all of this out. And for the first time, I saw them lose their cool. They started arguing with each other, how they had it under control until they went too easy on me.
Ooh,
I
what's gonna
interrupted them
happen?
and yelled, "Just tell me the truth." That's when my father, with his angry tone, started shouting, "You were so stupid not to figure it all out all of these years. Your two brothers knew years ago." Then he told me with anger that yes, we were adopted. They had only adopted us to get social and income benefits, which their
That's what I said. That was my first prediction. That's what I said. That was my first prediction. So my first one was right, but my second one wasn't. Well, kind of. But my first one was right.
lawyer had set up. Actually, they had made off
Wait,
with
hold on. The
income
lawyers?
benefits,
The lawyer?
which their lawyer had set up.
Yeah, the
Actually-
lawyer has set it up. Isn't that like a little bit illegal? I think. Yeah.
They had made off of it $250,000.
$250,000, like $250,000. Dang. Well then why, if you had that much money, why would you have only like 3 things in your room?
Their plan was to let us go as soon as we turned 18
The first plan was right. The first plan was right. I knew it.
without exposing their illegal adoption. That's why they tricked one of my brothers into working abroad, after they sent him an email claiming to be a known company. And as for my other brother, they lied to him and said his real parents were millionaires who live in South Africa. And now he's out there looking for them.
That is so rude. Now he'll never see his brothers again.
As for me, the plan was to send me off to the military and cut all contact with me and move to another country. I couldn't believe it. They have scammed me my whole life.
Yes, they have.
Tears were running down my cheeks. I wanted to get out of there. But that's when my father yelled, "Where do you think you're going with all these secrets? You will be spending some time in the basement."
Oh,
Before I knew it, he grabbed me aggressively. My alleged mother started helping him get me under control, but that's when the police broke in and they stopped them.
where do you think you're going? You're going in the basement. No, not again. Like that's a punishment. Like, where do you think you're going? Where do you think you're going? Into the basement. No, not again. Well, if you guys do enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 200 subs by the end of the summer, and if we do that, I have a big surprise waiting that involves cold water, like the 100 subscribers celebration. But I'm not gonna be doing it in a pool. I'm gonna do it somewhere else. I'm not gonna say. But anyway, yeah. Subscribe. Comment what reactions or VR games I should do. Yeah. And also the video will be in the description if you guys want to go check it out without any pauses. So thank you all for watching and goodbye.